Hello, everybody. I hope you're all safe and sound and everybody is doing well. Today, I want to talk about Palantir and its expanding partnership with a company called L3 Harris, where in coordination with L3 Harris and Palantir, they're using battlefield sensors to run through Palantir Gotham's data analytics through artificial intelligence and machine learning, all for the most technologically advanced battlefield data integration possible through the DoD's JADC2, which stands for Joint All-Domain Command Center. Now, I've spoken about JADC2 quite a while ago, and that is essentially modernizing the military throughout many different domains. If this all sounds like chicken scratch and you have no idea what I'm talking about, just stay tuned. This all is going to make sense in just a moment. Palantir is currently green, trading at $18 a share. Palantir has had an absolute massive week, massive month, massive year to date, massive year, and actually massive pretty much all time, as we are up 80% from our DPO. This is absolutely fantastic. And many times I try to explain to my audience that Palantir is so multifaceted that it doesn't just concentrate on one type of business, both domestically and or abroad, and not only one type of sub-business within that business category. I know it might sound a little kooky and crazy, but if you've been following me for quite a while, you know what I'm talking about. Palantir is in over 50 different industries and sub-industries. One of these industries, of course, is in the defensive industry. And the defensive industry specifically for the United States, but not only for the United States as a subcontractor, right? A DoD contractor, subcontractor, but also for abroad. And this is where the JADC2 comes in. I'm going to read you an article in just a moment. But before I go any further, I wanted to say, thank the Lord, I have never been so proud to be a Palantir holder in my entire life. Yesterday, Palantir made an unequivocal statement that in all evil, you need to react, and we stand with Israel. Now, there was a question that says, do you support this statement? And to this, I'm going to say, how can you not support that statement knowing what Palantir is and an investor in Palantir? Now, I'm not trying to make this political, but let's just be honest here. Palantir is on the side of democracy and going against terrorism, and you have a Hamas terrorist recognized organization that comes into Israel and quite literally rapes your daughter, abducts your sister to rape her later, kills your mother, shoots your granny, takes your uncle and your brother as hostages, and rains down hellfire on your extended family, your cousins, your second cousins, your third cousins, all around different neighborhoods. And to this, I'm going to say, what is Israel supposed to do? Do nothing? And I think anybody with a logical brain would understand, as Palantir does, that you need to support Israel. They have the right to defend themselves. But more importantly, sticking specifically into Palantir's business, Palantir is against terrorism. They literally have a partnership with Crisis 24, which stops some of the most barbaric terrorist attacks within Europe, within the world. And just to be abundantly clear here, it's not just what happened to Israel in supporting Israel. It's what happened to dozens of American nationals, American citizens that were also killed and or abducted and currently being held hostage, not to mention dozens of other nations. So Palantir, by supporting Israel, is supporting getting our people back, is supporting stopping terrorist activities against United States citizens. This is not my opinion. This is a fact. U.S. citizens were killed and abducted in cold blood. So, of course, Palantir is going to make a statement like that, as Israel is the largest democratic supporter and ally of the United States. And Palantir is all about the United States and the United States allies, completely working only with the United States and the United States allies. And make no mistake about this, Israel most certainly is already in Israel. Dr. Alex Karp shouts out Israel on many different occasions. And there will be a shit ton more contracts coming out of Israel for Palantir. So not only is Palantir supporting Israel because that's the right thing to do, as I mentioned earlier, but this is absolutely fantastic for business, as Palantir is not going to get any contracts from any other country in that region or in this conflict, A, because most of them are terrorist organizations, which Palantir is avidly against, and B, they are not allies, so to speak, with the United States. Therefore, Palantir does not work with you. Now, this is not me getting political. This is me making the connection between Palantir and Israel the same way I did between Palantir and Ukraine, and the importance of future contracts and growth for Palantir. But of course, I am super proud that Palantir supports Israel, and so happy that I am a Palantir content creator and a Palantir shareholder. And my respect for Palantir went through the roof. For Palantir support, not just Palantir's members, founding members like Joe Lonsdale, so on and so forth. So shout out to Palantir for supporting Israel, which just makes sense, and having a brain and understanding that if somebody rapes your daughter, kills your child, steals your cousin, your sister, kills your grandmama, and abducts your father and your brother, you will do everything possible, straight up Rambo style, to protect your family. And anybody that doesn't understand that literally is deaf, blind, and dumb all at the same time. Which now leads me into Palantir's brand new partnership. Take a look at the screen. So first and foremost, I want to give a straight shout out to Jorgen Thoughts. His name on Twitter is literally Jorgen. Definitely follow this guy. He comes out with some amazing heavy hitters. And if you go a little bit lower, he finds this right here. L3Harris partners with Palantir on a joint CJADC2 solution. And I'll explain to you why there's a couple of extra letters over here besides for just the joint all domain command center. If you're going to click on this article, by the way, L3Harris is a defense company as well. This is some really cool shit over here. This is going to be the article right here. Let's read it. L3Harris partners with Palantir to team up on a tactical CJADC2 solution. And before you don't watch this, this right here is billions and billions of dollars that are going into funding this. And Palantir is at the forefront of this technological advancement in the DoD. The proposed joint system will leverage several L3Harris battlefield sensors and collection platforms and have the data move through Palantir's artificial intelligence-enabled sensor inference platform for analysis and synthesization into actionable intelligence. L3Harris president for communication system, Samir Mehta, told Janes. By the way, guys, not bad for an artificial intelligence imposter, as everybody calls Palantir, right? The company's officials at L3Harris envisioned the solution as a near to midterm enabler for the CJADC compatibility, since it will leverage many of the company's existing sensor systems, according to Meta. We're not creating a new pipes for raw battlefield intelligence to be pushed through to higher echelons, Meta said during the 10th of October interview at the Association of Washington. The family of sensors and collecting platforms L3 Harris is expecting to leverage initial variant of the CGA-DC2 capabilities, including the company's WES-SAM MX10 multi-sensors, multi-specular imagery system in a single line replaceable unit, as well as the enhanced night vision goggle binoculars. Guys, that's the key. Enhanced night vision goggle binoculars, which is already designed to integrate the Army's Net Warrior program, according to the company's official. Guys, this is all going to tie in to the recent publication about Palantir getting into augmented reality. Remember, you've seen a picture. I have a video up on it where you have this entire augmented reality battlefield command center. This all ties into it, and I'll show you how, and this is being confirmed by Palantir. I'll show you in just a moment. And then they talk about their multi-channel handheld radio unit, and the Falcon dual-channel radio unit will flesh out L3 Harris' contribution to the program. Now, I want to just show you something before I go any further, and then I'm going to show you a really cool post by Arie. Matter of fact, let me show you the post of Arie now. Shout out to Arie, guys. If you don't follow Arie, something's wrong with you. He's my favorite Italian, at ARNY_Trezzi. And what's really, really cool is this guy right here makes a comment. And who is this guy? He's the team product business builder working on mixed reality and artificial intelligence at Palantir. He's essentially doing the mixed freaking reality and artificial intelligence of Palantir, and he commented on Arnie's post. And Arie posts this really cool post right here, the joint all-domain command and control system. Look how freaking cool this is. Everyone's flying into, your country, and then, the soldiers have all the information that they need, so on and so forth. And then you have the satellites and a bunch of sensors and a bunch of information. And, Arie comes out with a beautiful post. He gives a shout out to Jorgen, really, really cool. And he quotes a couple of things from the article that I just read. And he mentions this $250 million contract that we just got for artificial intelligence and machine learning research and development. But I'm going to take this even a step further. Shout out to Arie. Before we go any further, understand exactly what this is. So the CJADC2, the C stands for combined, which means we're going to be working with our allies, our NATO allies, and our allies, guess who? Like Israel. And that's why Palantir supports, and it makes sense that they support Israel. This is a really, really cool picture over here, guys. This explains everything. What exactly is this? It takes all the different systems between air, so like Air Force, land, which is the Army, Marine, so on and so forth, sea, which would be the Navy, space, which would be Space Force, and of course, cyber security, because right now, as we see in Israel, cyber attacks are very, very real. This is very important on the battlefield today. So they take all of these systems, right? And then they push these systems through the attributes, the architecture, the interface. And then you have this entire system right here, okay? Then they take predictive analysis, machine learning, artificial intelligence. This is exactly why Palantir is here, guys. And this just gets better. They just got over $1 billion of funding. So stick with me. And all of this is run through Palantir, by the way, guys. Just keep that in mind. And then they take this from all of these domains, the sea, the air, the land, space, cyber. They take the predictive analysis, the machine learning, the artificial intelligence, and they make it make sense. And how do you make it make sense? You use Palantir, Gotham, and Palantir Artificial Intelligence Platform. Da-da-da! Da-da-da! And this all starts playing into the goggle application, the augmented reality applications. And then you have this network. Guess what this network is, guys? Palantir Edge right here. Palantir Edge. That's what this network is going to be. Now, I'm not saying specifically and only Palantir, but Palantir has a huge, huge, huge chunk of this in terms of they're the ones that are making this happen. So then you take all this information from air, land, sea, space, cyber. You put it through for predictive analysis, machine learning, artificial intelligence. The decision cycle goes through, and then you act. People, process, authorities, and then you have this entire JADC2 vision. 11, combatant commands. So this is all the different commands with all of our allies over here, guys. This is all of our allies. Guess what? They have a picture of China. Okay, they have a picture of Russia. Okay. Democratic People's Republic of Korea, maybe? This is Korea. But look who they have over here, guys. Iran and terrorists. This is Hamas. This is Hezbollah, who are funded by Iran. So don't be shocked why Palantir said that they stand with Israel. Because Israel stands against Iran and fucking terrorists. Yeah, in case you didn't know. So shout out to Palantir and shout out to Israel and shout out to our allies. And if you didn't know, the Pentagon requests more than $3 billion for artificial intelligence and JADC2. Pretty crazy, right? Let me just fast forward this. The DoD's fiscal 2024 budget request including $1.8 billion specifically for artificial intelligence and $1.4 billion for joint all-domain command control initiatives, which is literally the program that we see right now. Go a little bit lower. This is, by the way, this came out in March 2023. They asked for this money. The fiscal 2024 budget request, details of which were released on Monday, includes $1.8 billion for artificial intelligence and machine learning. Now, can you imagine how much money of this is going to go to Palantir? I mean, we already racked up hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. We're going to rack up more hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars and billions of dollars in the future. The money, and I quote, supports efforts to deliver and adopt responsible artificial intelligence and machine learning enabling capabilities to secure and reliable platforms, workforce development, and DoD-wide data management and modernization efforts, according to the Pentagon budget documents. It also includes $1.4 billion for the joint all-domain command and control initiatives, which aim to better connect the military sensor shooters and networks. All of the services are working on related efforts, projects, convergence for the Army, Project Overmatch for the Navy and Marine Corps, and the Advanced Battle System for Air and Space Forces. We are only at the beginning when it comes to Palantir. I don't care what people say. I don't care what people laugh. They refuse to do their research on Palantir the same way some people might not want to do research about what happened to Israel and just blindly hate. They also blindly hate Palantir. Not that I'm comparing the two, but you get what I'm trying to say. Palantir is a monster and they're literally only getting started. At $18 a share, maybe Palantir is just getting fairly valued. Now, the number crunchers that only have a calculator and put the numbers, yeah, I'll give it to you. At 13% revenue growth, it ain't all that. It's okay, but it ain't all that. But it's a matter of when, not if, Palantir's revenue surpasses 20, 25, 30% revenue growth, and it matches all of the capabilities that it's doing. Palantir is literally just getting started. A lot of these contracts, they needed to beg, plead, sue, fight, cry, blood, and sweat to work with their contacts at the DoD. And now Palantir is becoming a household name when it comes to the military-industrial complex. Guys, it's not hard. Just pay attention to currently what is happening, and you could see that the sentiment for Palantir is changing drastically from Wall Street, news outlets, so on and so forth, because all of a sudden Palantir is not so crazy and Palantir is very much needed. Guys, thank you so much. I am Yisrael High. I 100% support Israel, and I wanted to say I am sorry and I feel so terrible for all civilian lives that are lost on both sides. And I wish Palestinians liberate themselves from the terrorist organization that is oppressing them called Hamas. Thank you very much. Everybody have a great day.